When I was in primary school, our English teacher would always ask us to write a composition. How did you spend your holiday? How did you spend your last holiday? In today's book, we will read about a girl called Nekesa who lives somewhere near Kitale and how she spent her last holiday. My name is Wangare the Storyteller, and I am here at the Textbook Center. And welcome to Storytime. The big town. Nekesa lived in Maridadi near Kitale town. Her aunt, Elizabeth, lived in Nairobi, the big town. Nekesa was going to stay with Aunt Elizabeth during the holidays. Nekesa and her aunt walked to the Kitale bus station. There were many buses. Some were going to Kisumu, others were going to Kericho, others were going to Nairobi. Nekesa and her aunt got into the bus that was going to Nairobi. And soon, vroom, the bus started moving. There were many people on the bus. One man in the bus had a chicken in his hand. The chicken jumped. It flew over people's heads. Some people hid their heads, others shouted angrily. The man caught his chicken and tied its legs. The journey to Nairobi was long. Nekesa felt sleepy and tired. She tried to keep her eyes open. She wanted to see so many things along the road. The bus went on and on and on. After about 6 hours, Nekesa saw tall buildings in the distance. That is Nairobi, Aunt Elizabeth said. And on the streets of Nairobi, Nekesa saw so many people. There were even more roads and even more cars and buses and lorries. She saw many shops, beautiful clothes, cups and plates. They took a matatu to South Sea where Aunt Elizabeth lived. There are very many houses, said Nekesa. How can you tell which one is your house? Aunt Elizabeth laughed kindly. It's easy. Can you see the one with the black gate? That is my house. And you can see Aunt Elizabeth pointing to the black gate. After a few days, Aunt Elizabeth took Nekesa to the shops. Nekesa looked carefully so that she could see the streets on which they walked. At the shop, they bought milk and bread and sukuma wiki. And then they went back to the house. One day, Aunt Elizabeth was feeling tired, but she needed to buy some milk. Please, Aunt, let me go to the shop, said Nekesa. Are you sure? Can you go alone? Asked her aunt. Oh yes, I know the way very well, Nekesa said. Ooh, I smell some trouble. Aunt Elizabeth let Nekesa go to the shop. Nekesa found the shop easily, but there was no milk in that shop. The shopkeeper said that there was milk in another shop down the street. Nekesa ran down the street and she found the second shop. She bought the milk and ran back to her aunt's house. It was getting dark, but she could see Aunt Elizabeth's black gate. She quickly opened the gate. Suddenly, she heard a very loud barking. Woof, woof, woof. A fierce dog came running towards her. The door was opened and people came out of the house. None of them were Aunt Elizabeth. Nekesa ran back to the street crying. It was now getting dark. A man came in a car and stopped where Nekesa was. Come into the car, he said to her. I will take you home in my car. Nekesa looked at his eyes. He did not look like a good man. Nekesa shook her head and said, No. A little boy and his mother saw Nekesa. They looked kind. Nekesa told them that he was looking for her aunt's house. It was a black gate, she said. The boy's mother asked her, Do you know the house number? I have seen a number on the gate. I have seen number 45 on the gate, said Nekesa. And what's your aunt's name? Asked the mother. She is Elizabeth Nyamasai, Nekesa said. Don't worry, I will help you. We can get to house number 45, the mother said. As they walked, Nekesa saw a woman. She was tall and walked just like Aunt Elizabeth. She looked quite worried. Oh, Aunt Elizabeth! Aunt Elizabeth! Nekesa shouted as she ran towards her aunt. And soon Nekesa was in Aunt Elizabeth's arms. They were both very happy. Thank you. Thank you very much for helping Nekesa, Aunt Elizabeth told the little boy and his mother. A week later, Nekesa went back home to Kitale, and she told her friends all about Nairobi and about the day that she got lost in the big, big town. Oh, what an adventure Nekesa must have had. You know, maybe you can write a small story of how you spent your last holiday, and you can share this with your friends. Good idea? Why don't we do that? Bye.